Shalom. Our Torah portion this week is called Shmot. It's the first portion of the book of the same name, incidentally, the book of Exodus, as we call it in English. Now, the word Shmot in Hebrew is different from the word Exodus. The English word for this book means to go out of, Exodus, and we will see eventually as the story of our people unfolds that our people will make an exodus from Egypt. They will go out of Egypt. But this portion and the name of this book in Hebrew is Shmot, which means names. It's a strange title for a Torah portion and a book in the Torah. Let's take a look at the first pasuk, the first verse. Ve'eli shmot bnei Yisrael haba'im Mitzrayma et Yaakov ish uveito ba'u. These are the names of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt with Jacob, each coming with his household. Now, for the most part, in the previous book, that is the book of Genesis, the man in question here, Jacob, is referred to as Jacob. Yes, his name does get changed to Israel at one point, but mostly we refer to him as Jacob. And we referred to his children as Toldot Yaakov, which means the descendants of Jacob. But here, we list the children not as Toldot, not as the descendants of Jacob, but as Shmot bnei Yisrael, the names of the sons of Israel. It's been said that Jacob represents the natural man, the genetic father in essence. And his children inherit his spirituality, that chosenness, by virtue of their DNA. But here in the book of Exodus, we see a different emphasis. He's referred to as Israel. Israel is the spiritual person, and his children, his descendants, will have to discover their own unique relationship within the covenant with God. Each one will have to develop for him or herself a name. He or she will have to mature, will have to absorb all of the lessons of life and somehow make his or her own unique name in this world. It is said in the first book of Samuel, chapter 25, verse 25, Kishmo ken hu, as is the person's name, is the essence of the person. And we make a name for ourselves in this world, and this is how we develop a mature spirituality. It is said in the Talmud that we have three names: the name that our parents give us, the name that other people call us, the name, our reputation in other words, and the name that is inscribed in the book of life. Each one of us, when we are born, has his or her name inscribed in the book of life. Perhaps it is our spiritual task in life to discover our spiritual name, our spiritual destiny, our own unique relationship with God. It is the tradition in the Jewish community to give each of our children a Hebrew name. It's not always the name that appears on their birth certificate, but each person we want to encourage to have their own spiritual identity. Well, I hope that you will read this week's Torah portion and come to your own conclusion. Shabbat Shalom.